cause all forms of types and the time we can have sex. Of course, there's no limit, but there are some period which Allah says you cannot have sex with your wives at that time. We have discussed that one too. When one is in a room, cannot do that. You go for Hajj and you are in a room, you cannot do that. When you are in itikaf, you cannot do that. When she's menstruating, you cannot do that.
No.
So we have discussed all this period that's forbidden for having sex. Otherwise, all other times are permissible. And we have discussed that this sex can be taken in any form, whether it is standing, whether it is squatting, whether it is sleeping, whatever form that is convenient for you. Because Allah says, "Unna libasun lakum wa antum libasun lahum." They are garments unto you, and you are garments unto them. And He has told us that your wives are your tails. Your husbands are your tails. It's not limited to wives now. People say, "Is it only women?" No, it is both. Both have the right to call themselves, to call each other at any time that you feel like. So you don't have a decision. Oh, I cannot, I can only call him in the night. Or I cannot only call her in the night. No. Anytime you feel like, you call yourself, except during the period where you feel that it's not safe. What should be in a hidden form. It should not be done openly. All this we have discussed, and we have discussed that this sex we're talking about is an act of self-worship. That when you do it, you get reward, just like when you are doing salat, like when you are fasting, like when you are doing Hajj. So that is why it is a responsibility as Allah has placed upon you. If He has given you the ability to do it, there are some that are impotent. Allah will not ask them what you have done, because you are impotent. So He will not ask you whether you are making love with your wife or not, because you are impotent. Just as someone that's also not sight, Allah will not ask you what have you seen with your eyes, because you don't have eyes. One cannot talk, cannot ask you what have you said. So the same thing, the one that is not impotent, Allah will not ask you, did you marry? What did you do with your wife? What He will not ask you. So, but if it's very, very important, and how you did, how you had sex with her is important, and that is why the message of Allah said that of a budu adukum sadaqah, that when you copulate with your wives, it's like a sadaqah. You are going to get reward from them. They said, why do that? Are we not enjoying ourselves? Said, yes. If you have done it the wrong way, you have been punished, because sex is worship. If you do it in the wrong way, you are going to be punished for it. They want. Now we have discussed all this. Now we now said, Muhammad SAW now said that even you fulfilling the right of your husband or your wife is as important as doing salat or doing fasting or doing Hajj. That even if you're in the oven cooking and your wife calls you or your husband calls you, or you two, you are busy doing some things, you are doing some nawafil, just go to nafila, and your husband or your wife calls you that, darling, and the Messenger of Allah has actually elaborated to us that you don't go into your wife just like an animal jump onto each other. There must be foreplay. There must be a messenger between you and your wife. Nobody goes to his wife. That's just a messenger. And what is the messenger? Do you have to send somebody to my wife? Or my wife, no, I want to see you tomorrow. Or my wife, I'm going to when I come back, I'm going to play. This, no, it's not a physical messenger. The messenger is actually emotional between two of you. You are in the office. You know, when I get home, oh, you have seen a building. Your secretary was trying to torment you. You was trying to lure you. Was trying to seduce you. Or you have seen an seductive picture or something that needs to be erotic, something like that. You have seen it. When you see that, you have a urge as a human being.
No.
The same thing a woman to has a urge. Man is more tempestuous in this situation. Because if she's attractive, it can attract a man. no matter his position.
No.
So that is why I say, when you see such a thing in any woman, in any woman, anybody, you go back to your wife, because she has the same thing that you have seen that person. It's only packaging.
Yes.
What is there is all the same thing, and that's why Yoruba people will say, the madman's private part. Even send some cards, or send some, I bought, I'm branching in so place, I'm bringing this for you, putting on high expectations. That's a messenger. She feels that, oh, this man is going to ask for something today. He's already preparing for you. So such a messenger must be sent to that person. And when you come, a part of messenger is foreplay. This foreplay now brings us to the issue of oral sex that we talk about, because there must be foreplay. You don't just jump into your wife. That is why we said, even at the beginning, when you first married, he said, what do? He said, you prepare a milk, the messenger of Allah prepare milk, and give it to Aisha, to his wife, and he drank from it. And this first spot where she drank, he too drank from it. So what is that one? It's a part of foreplay. You look at your wife, your wife look at your eyes, and you look at his eyes, and you drink milk, and you give it to her, looking at her face, giving milk into her and taking it from you. And she must fill your water. When you go into her, so that you just go in and you ejaculate and you just release yourself. She went before, she must actually get because if you get here, most likely you get weak. The moment a man comes, the man becomes weak.
Ustaz, this one where you talk.
So now,
because I've been get situations where people have been there talk say women not necessarily reaching orgasm. How true is that?
That of course that may be maybe sexual cases.
Okay.
Because the Messenger of Allah have said that you don't leave her until she fills your water and you fill her water. That what the water I'm talking about is the orgasm that comes, that and that makes it more enjoyable to you. There will be no dryness. Otherwise, even if you lubricate, you use cream, anything, it could not be as natural as her own wetness. And that is what Mr. Ola have said, that she too must be wet, she should be satisfied. Most of the time men go into women just to satisfy themselves, abandoning the satisfaction of the woman, and that's not ibadah. Now you don't get reward for that. You get reward when you make her come, she feels satisfied, she has actually reached orgasm and become wet, then she makes some sounds, some ease or something. Not necessarily you make some sounds or ease. That's why he said it is haram for you to be making love with your wife and allow other people to be hearing the noise. That's why you must close the door, close the windows, because the minister has understand the woman will make some signs or some ease when she has reached orgasm, when she enjoys what she's doing. She's going to make. So a man must ensure that he studies his wife to the extent that, okay, this is when my wife has actually got to the peak. And when he gets to the peak, the man continues and comes. But if the man comes, in most cases, the strength to continue may not be there again. So, and the woman does not get to the peak. And in most cases, when the man calls the woman now, he will be refusing you because he's not enjoying it. You just feel just doing it. To her, she's ibadah because she's satisfying you. But you, it's not ibadah because you're not satisfying her. You must satisfy her, then you get full reward for ibadah. The only reward you get is that you have not committed zina. You have come to your wife. Of course, When a woman is happy after making love to her and she prays for you, the prayer is going to be answered. Even that state in which she is. So saying that women does not get into orgasm, I've not read that, women, majorly 80% of women, okay, or 90%, they get, they have, they may not have discovered it. Some may not have discovered it, but they don't have the opportunity to discover it. There are some women, they don't have the opportunity to discover it because they have not gotten a man that makes them to discover it. And that is why Islam forbids women to be discussing with their fellow women about their sexual activities. Because if they discuss among themselves, they will say, oh, so your husband to this level, so you feel this. I don't feel anything. I don't do anything. So she starts comparing the man. And if your wife is this good, maybe she has to have a pass on your wife one day. So that is why it forbids discussing the bedroom affair publicly.
Even with the husband as well.
No, husband and wife. Husband cannot. Two of them can discuss it. Two of them can discuss.
I mean, just as the wife cannot discuss it with our friends.
Our friends.
The
same thing. The husband should not be discussing with our friends.
Exactly.
With his friends. This will bring problems, and will make one to be feeling inferior. So that means I'm inferior. And that comes to when you see some people that say that they have a small penis or long penis or this, or somebody saying that his penis is small, is big. How can a woman say one is big and small? If I saw tested that one, it doesn't know the difference. If a woman has not tested a long one before, it doesn't know that this one is short. But if I tested a long one, this one is short. That's a short one, this one is long. If you have not tested another one, so we can make a comparison. So Allah does not want that one to make a comparison between men. Allah, whatever Allah has given is your own. You cannot develop yourself to say. Of course, you can see a counselor when you have an issue. I'm not enjoying it. There's no point about that. If you're not enjoying, tell him I'm not enjoying it. Tell her you're not enjoying it. If both of you cannot do what to go, of course, can read about it or see a counselor or marriage therapist or sex therapist. You will become, if you reach orgasm or get wet, and you to be able to reach, have enough erection to be able to be. Some men are very, very, they have erection, but they can't stay too long. Maybe 2 minutes, 5 minutes, they're gone, they're done. That is natural. Every human being, by 5 minutes time, should have come. No, naturally, except it try to control themselves. So the messenger understands this, and that is why I say there must a foreplay. When they say foreplay, if you're the kind of person that you cannot stay too long, then you play more. You have more foreplay, such that this man get wet early before you come in. So when you come in, by the time you come in, she will get to orgasm, you will come. So but
is lubricated.
Yes.
Is different from when she attains orgasm.
Of course.
So the initial wetness is as a result of the foreplay.
Of the foreplay, yes.
However, the orgasm,
yes, comes at that's the peak.
The peak.
That's the peak.
Okay, it's very important.
That orgasm is the peak of the enjoyment. She gets to the peak of the enjoyment. She is saturated that time, and that is the point Islam wants us to get into. So the man must understand. That is why it is important for a man to understand his wife, and a woman to understand her husband. That's why there must be communication. There must be host to get to the point. So the woman too should be able to do that, and the woman too should be able to know when you making love with your husband or something. You should know, okay, this, if I do this more, he's going to come. Therefore, let me relax to give him chance to continue more. This should be discussion between us, but it's private. It's private, but there's nothing wrong in seeking knowledge about it, because the essence is that you must not commit zina. And the only one that can give it to you is your wife and your husband. So both of you must get satisfied in this position.
So Sheikh, another comment says, Sheikh, it doesn't have to be the woman that doesn't enjoy it alone.
Alone. Yes.
Alone. the man can also not enjoy sex with his wife.
Sometimes it cannot. Sometimes, most cases, if the woman is not actually interested, if the woman is not properly aroused, the man will not be enjoying it, because in most cases it will not be, if it's not wet enough, if it's not well lubricated, wet enough, the man will not feel some bruises, you don't enjoy it. Or if the woman's behavior, towards it, I want you, I just come there, just lie down, anything, the man will not. But if the woman's actually active in it, man is more likely to enjoy. Most of the time, man enjoys more than the woman. I have a urge, I want to just discharge. Except those who have taken it as a hobby, or don't take it as just having fun. Don't really love making fun. You making fun in Islam is ibadah, so you do it to fulfill each other's desire, to get the word from Allah, not just like a game or sport that you just do endlessly without actually having. So Islam is not, it's not fun, it's not play, it's not game that you play, it's not sport. It's an act of worship that has, some restriction guidelines that you do. It should not be too long, and it should not be too short. It should not be harmful to her, it should not be harmful to you. So you should be able to take a moderate course so that she will enjoy you. If it's too long, the woman may not be able to enjoy it again, or the man may not be able to enjoy it again. So it depends on the individuals.
So another comment, Sheikh. Is there any jurisdiction that states that women should be less active during the course of sex? Because it seems, I don't know what statistics he has, because it seems that men do more of the work during sex. Women feel they even have to be shy even while being with the husband.
That is wrong. That's a very wrong perception, because Islam says shyness is for women, for Muslim, except between husband and wife. There's no shyness between husband and wife. That is why I say maximum coverage for women outside the house. In the house, minimal coverage. That is why I say the man is free to see the nakedness of the woman, or the wife, and the wife is free to see the nakedness of the man. And all part of our body is free for him, just like all of us, part of his body is free for him. They can touch any part, can play with any part. So shyness, that is one of the things we need to train our young girls. Of course, we have trained them when they were in school. Don't go to near men, don't do this, don't do. Some of them take it to marriage. I have told you many times that I have conducted many marriages of young, girls who just graduated from university, 20-some years, and because they have never, had issues, they never had, relationship with any man before. Some have never even seen decades of men before. The man to have never seen decades. So when you're not married, now the first night, feel shy. Can I off my dress? And you'll be looking at me. You'll be looking at you. You must put off the light. I don't want to see my body. That has caused problem. I've seen for a month they were fighting that. It takes a lot of education for the woman to come to realize. You have to call the mother, just like come and talk to her what it means. Anybody can initiate it. It's not necessary that the man must initiate it. Both of them have to be active in it.
It shouldn't be that
someone
will
just
be
passive and like a log of wood. No, it has to be active, because that is the business. That is the essence of your marriage.
That is the fun.
That is the essence of your marriage. That is why you are there. That's why you are a woman. That's why you're a man. And that is why Allah asked me to be round, it's not to be straight. So that is why Allah asked me to want to come into each other, to complement each other. So this has to be taught, and they have to understand this. So there's nothing like shyness between husband and wife. So, and there's not like being passive and one being active, except by nature. Some people be by that's by the nature. How do you take out of the shell? Which is, what do you tell her? How will she develop interest in it? So when a woman discusses about, they say, oh, she's wayward, oh, she has been flayed, that's why she knows all this. So women, because of that, they say themselves, I don't want to be seen as being wayward before, or as being flayed or something. So they want to pretend as if they are. So that is it. And this absolutely, there's nothing like pretentious in this situation. It's a reality. That
Yes, is that even when it's apparent that she's interested, she always makes me work hard for it. Like she would infer one thing and need the other. For example, I think if I understand him very well, is that most times when he tries to initiate it, even though it's apparent she needs it, she just makes him work hard for it. Don't just get easy access like that.
I don't know, I've forgotten the term we use for it now. There's some women that if they're not beaten, they cannot be aroused.
Wow.
There's some women, if they're not beaten, they can be aroused. I've seen some women, they come to complain to me, or they say, why is it that? They say, well, the problem is that when he touches me, touches my body, I just feel irritated. I just feel tingle, I'm not moved. But if he hits me and push me on the bed, everything, even when I'm now I become shocked. So at that time, she becomes active. There are some women, they just love to be talked to be, harassed before they do. Some people, even though they have interest, they still want you to say, oh, I love you, and this and that and that, and they say that one. But it is not the best to actually pretend too much, because sometimes some men, the moment there are some men when they have urge, if you just make things difficult for them, their body just comes down. There's some people men like that. Of course, there's some men, until they get it, they will not relax. But it's not good for you to drag it too long. Of course, if it's fun, just tell him that, look,
Sister who says, yes, of course, we do that because we do not want to lose our integrity entirely, because when men see that
anytime it comes to you and you answer,
exactly,
it first that I know how to get here.
Exactly.
I know what to do to give to her.
Such they want to always play to advantage
that anytime I can use that one to,
so they always want to,
even if she has done something that is wrong before, exactly, just call you that then, exactly, just call, answer me. Should not be used as a bargaining power. Okay, this is what I want to do. Let's give me this. It should not be used as bargaining power. Of course, it's right for you to satisfy him, but a man must know that he has to make her happy. Because the difference between a man and woman is this: when a man, even sometimes when a man is angry, you can have a urge.
Yeah.
I have seen somebody that is sacked. Was sacked at work, and he got home now. He just say, I want to sleep. Just want to sleep. I can't just forget this. And that's the only thing is I don't drink. Just let me have sex. If I have sex, I will sleep. We'll discuss later. The man said, what happened? I said, don't worry. Just give me what. What if she's not happy? She will not have aroused. She will not be aroused. So that's why men are different from women. A woman can look at the nakedness of a man and he will not be moved. But a man looks at the nakedness of a woman and gets moved. So it is permissible for woman to play hard sometimes for the wife, for the husband, but it should not be something that is done as a negotiation. And the man must understand that, look, I hold a responsibility of making her happy. She has to be happy for you to be able to enjoy her, otherwise you cannot enjoy her.
We have
But it differs from individuals. If a man is too busy and the woman is too busy and everything, because you have to understand that in Islam, responsibility of a woman, one of the 80% responsibility of a woman is to satisfy her husband sexually. Others are secondary. I go to work, I do this secondary, because it's the responsibility of a man to provide 100% for the woman. And that is why the woman will not have the urge that, I'm tired. I still need you to satisfy me sexually. However, I've taken part of your rights from you by allowing you to work, by providing to the house. So what do we do? So you can say, okay, darling, this is it. Monday and Wednesday and Fridays, or Saturday, Sunday, or this and that. Because these are the ways I find my way of my work to be lighter. You, when you are slept, nobody can wake you. The moment you want to sleep, if you wake her, if you will sleep for 3 weeks. Once she slept, she's asleep, you cannot wake her. What do? We have to organize. We look, what time do you have free during the week? Oh, maybe Tuesday and Thursdays. I can be free with so time. You cannot come to a corridor and go back at that to work. So you have 2-3 hours. Okay, wife, you go there, you book hotel, you sleep. Husband and wife.
wow.
Negotiation. Because that is the reality. That's all what he can do. He can't leave the job. He has no other job. And that is what situation demands. So such things sometimes they can be negotiation.
So, in response to the 80% responsibility of a woman being
Yes.
to satisfy
Our husband sexually,
her husband
yes.
sexually,
Yes.
I think his sister has responded, has commented on that, stating that in this modern day, modern time, that is questionable.
Absurd.
It's questionable because a woman now feels they have their lives to live, and we should be equal. I mean, if you can do this, I can do this.
That is human liberation. That is what Islam is talking about. You see, this culture. You say we are civilized, what to follow the modern culture, the Western ideologies. So this thing clashes, and it's bringing problem in many homes now. So as Muslims, we know our responsibilities to our husband. One of the major reason for marriage is there be no promiscuity. That's one of the major reasons.
Thank you so much.
And second is companionship, then having children. So in this situation, it's not that a man and woman cannot work, but don't say that if everything that a man do, I want to do the same thing. The moment this happens, the home will suffer. That's why we have most of the children today. You see what you have? It's suffering because the home will suffer. If I must do what you do, you go out, I must go out, you do this, I must do this, the home will suffer. Except you come to agreement within ourselves to say that, look, I will suffer better for you, you suffer for me. Somebody must give. Somebody must create time for the home. Somebody must create time to have the extra energy to appease the other person. You don't get exhausted, don't have to get exhausted. If this one has a problem, who's going to consult the other? So both anybody, any of the two can do that. It has to do with an agreement between two of you. Do communication. Okay, we will just, I'm going to step down for you on this. I'm going to work near the home. You work very far from home. I'm going to any of the two. Which one? Sometimes Allah blesses women more. That even they have more money than men. It does happen. It does happen.
And another sister said,
this is true. It's a fact. Because we are going to discuss that one in future. We're going to have a topic on that property ownership. So the property ownership in Islam, it defines what belongs to the man does not belong to the woman. What belongs to the woman does not belong to the man. Everyone has their own. It's what I give that is your own. It's what you give that's my own. So responsibility of a man is to actually fend for the home. But situation that we have, like she has the other first person in the modern world, that okay, the man's salary may not even be able to take care of our children and the university. You have to pay high rent, you have to pay the high bills, you have to do other things, and you have to take care of our children. So all these things may not be sufficient for the man, may not be convenient for the man to do it alone. Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. You can, but you can always reach an agreement. Most of the time, some people at the work, so that they do a very strenuous job. Maybe you see an office job, you just do this, or you just move around. And that's why promiscuity becomes easier during the day. And the night now, when you come back home, you're already tired. But in the day, you have some energy to fool about with some opposite sex. So, but if the other one is not as tired at home, that one can bring you out of the shell. Look, you can, okay, what happened now? I need you now. This one. So that will make the other one remember that I have a responsibility at home. But when the woman is exhausted, saturated at work, the man too is true. What happens? They may even stay 2 months, they don't have sex together. And sometimes the other of the partner may be doing somewhere else. When they get home, they're tired, they don't have the stamina again. So that is why this has to be understood. And each person must understand his partner's sexual capability. I did a program one time that uses Ramadan to test the fidelity of a partner. Ramadan. So test fidelity of a partner. In Ramadan, no sane man, okay, if you have a husband that demands sex from you, maybe outside Ramadan, maybe you manage to have it once in a month. That means during that time, there's a place is actually discharging this extra energy. But in Ramadan, no same person will want to commit promiscuity in Ramadan.
Thank you so much, Sheikh, for this insightful piece. We'll go on a short break. We'll be right back. Just stay tuned.
let's all say Barakallahu lakuma wa baraka alaykuma wa jama'a bainakuma now you'll share all your joys and hardships upon each other. Together worshiping Allah, seeking His pleasure. We pray that He will fill your life with happiness and blessings, and grandchildren to make your home filled with laughter. Let's raise our hands and make dua like the Prophet taught us, and with one voice let's all say Barakallahu lakuma wa baraka alaykuma wa jama'a bainakuma bil khair. Barakallahu lakuma wa baraka alaykuma wa jama'a bainakuma bil khair.
If you're just joining in, you're listening to Your Marriage with Sheikh Adelakun. Sex in that you can be a part of this show by simply joining us on various social media platforms. Lights Radio on YouTube, Lights Radio on Facebook, The Lights Radio on Twitter, Light_Radio on Instagram. You can write to us as well at official.lightsradio@gmail.com. You can equally listen to us via the Radio Garden app. All you need to do is simply download the Radio Garden app via the Google Play Store for Android. You can equally download the Lights Radio 097384000 as well as 0809-732-4000. Ya Sheikh.
Thank you. Alhamdulillah.
My DM is buzzing. And one of the reasons why it's buzzing is because we have not dealt with oral sex. I'm sure we do not want to leave this show without discussing oral sex because it was a topic of suspense.
Well, alhamdulillah, like I've said, by the husband with mouth to stimulate it, to make it, to give it arousal for the man, or to create arousal too for the woman, interest to make her to be wet or to be more, prepared for the situation. These things, there are two different things. Of course, when it is that of a man, when a man actually enjoyment, they have equal to enjoyment. So if the man can be stimulated by the wife,
so as well the woman,
then why should the woman to be stimulated? So that's why it's called cunnilingus. Cunnilingus is a situation when the man, stimulates his wife's clitoris or labia or whatever with at his tongues, and that is why in the Sharia you have to understand one thing. Like I've said initially, the private parts, they are sacred too, and they need to be maintained of Islam, that's at least minimum 40 days. Those areas must not be dirty. The pubic area must not be there, such that it becomes too bushy. You don't see a woman, a Muslim man, a Muslim woman having their pubic hair bushy. They should be trimmed or shaved. Minimum of maximum of one once in 40 days. It could be every week. It could be done. Part of our place, the other can do for that. The man can do that for the woman. And it's equally easier for the woman to do it for the man. It's part of permissibility, because those areas must be clean, so they can be fondled with. So a situation where they actually kiss each other's private part is called, foreplay. This is different now from masturbation. That's a different thing entirely. Masturbation is a different thing entirely. So, but this one, both of them are stimulating for the purpose of copulating, not stimulating in each other. I stimulate you, you come, you stimulate you, I come. That's not permissible. But when both of them stimulate themselves for the generality of laws in Sharia is halal. I hope you're following me.
Yes.
Halal means permissibility. Haram is an exemption. Prohibition is an exemption. Initially, Allah makes everything to be permissible. Then later, He said, this one, you don't take it. Just like in eating, say, kulu washrabu, eat and drink, but don't be wasteful. That's anything you can eat. But then you say, don't eat this, don't eat this, don't eat this. Quran 2:2, that your wives are your children. For her to answer and nashitum, come into your teeth anytime you want and how you want it. So, and the body is part of everything. A part of our body is allowed to you, from my head to the toe. They are all halal to you. So no one is actually say haram to you as a man, as a woman. So if that's the situation now, that's good. If it is so, it means every part of our body is halal. It's like I've said, whatever happened between husband and wife are not to be discussed
in public.
So even this companion, if they do it among themselves, it's not discussed. And if they don't do it, it's not discussed. So you don't have evidence that it was not discussed. It was discussed that somebody does it and the person says don't do it. So we say it's permissible because we have never seen anything that's into your mouth, or the fluid that comes from the man or from the woman. A man will be sucking it, or the woman will be sucking it. So if this precaution can be taken, that is permissible for a man to be. Of course, we have said this period when they are menstruating, everything, it should not be that. If she's clean enough, then not you saying that. Suppose if the woman is actually ovulating. If she's ovulating, there are bound to be some creams around her that time. He said, no, if that's going to be done, then she must have a wash. She has a wash before that's clean, that before that one is permissible, if it's clean. I'll be sucking our husband there's a soldier that you put to his throat or biting or stimulate, but it's only to stimulate. There's nothing wrong with that one. It's only to stimulate, sorry, but when it becomes something that's become like an animalistic, sucking it, taking it to the throat or something like that, it becomes haram, that causes the limit. But it's permissible for oral sex between husband and wife if the hygiene aspect is taken care of. That is the position of the majority of scholars on this issue. Of course, when we say that it's animalistic, it is this dog that do it, it's everything that do it, but when you wake up in the afternoon, if there's a child becomes this, that is all taboos. But that's what to do with Islam. You are free to come to your wife anytime, and you are free to play from her toe to the to the head. You can kiss her head, you can kiss her toes, so that the toes are clean. Can kiss her fingers, can kiss her tummy, you can kiss her chest, you can kiss anybody, any part of the body. Those are permissible between husband and wife. That's solely between two of them. It is not meant for, and it's not meant for public, and it's not meant for public discussion. Oh, when this how my wife responds when I do this to her. This is why my husband want to do this when I do this to him, or this is how he feels. That's not permissible to do, except for education. Except when a mother is educating her daughter, or a counselor is educating young ones to say, this, you can hear this is what it means. You can hear this sound, this is what it means. You can do this, there's something wrong with that. That's for education. But it's not for public consumption, so that it become entertainment or anything. That's not permissible.
I derive pleasure when he plays around the back, like feeling it, touching it, not penetrating, but just playing around it.
No problem, it's permissible. That is permissible. Even if you want it to be through the back, it is permissible. If Sharia is permissible, you tell him.
No, the back now is not position. The back is referring to the anal.
The anus.
Yes, the anus. Yes.
Okay, if he plays through the anus, no problem. If he just touches it, if it's clean, just touching.
Yes,
not
just
penetrating. Their nipples. So women, when you play with their the curves of the breast of the boot itself, between the buttocks and the laps, or the thighs from the back, if you play with that curve, it stimulates some women more than even the front. So you should be able to understand, okay, what stimulates. So the wife should be able to tell my husband, this is what stimulates me more. It is not haram. What's haram is penetrating the anus. What's haram is fingering the anus. So if it's only caressing it, rubbing it, because said you can go front or back or squatting, but sometimes they say squatting could be painful to women. It depends on individuals. So that one, there's no one that Sharia have said that is harmful. What Sharia have said is that during the time the Muhajirun who came from, that's when you have intercultural marriages now. The Arabs, the Muhajirun from Mecca, when they came to Medina, they have a way of copulating. The Ansar, which are in Medina, they have a way of copulating. The way they do. So when there's now intermarriage between the Ansar and the Muhajirun, the Ansar usually, because they believe most of the Jews, they copulate by side. They sleep side by side, not by they want minimal exposure. So they copulate sleeping side by side. Both sisters and they copulate. That's it. So when an Ansar, a Muhajir now from Mecca now married somebody from Medina, and I said, okay, you have to lie your back. He said, well, how can I lie on my back? That's not the way we are taught to do it. We are taught to do it side by side. He said, no. They went to the Messenger of Allah. So it have to be. He said, no. Your wife are children, whichever that pleases your man or pleases him. You, is it the okay, since it hurts you, there's no point. It's not supposed to be hurt, it's supposed to be enjoyment. I'm not supposed to hurt you while I'm satisfying myself. So both of you should come into a terms to do. So some people's squatting is more awful. Some people, sleeping on them, because maybe the weight is too much. So it's painful, so they prefer, squatting. So some people be sitting. You just sit down, while you do it. So some people start standing. So it depends. Allah has permitted all these, forms, which is if it's not through the anus. And it's not harmful to either of the party. So not la darara wala dirara. There should be no harm, and there should be no compensatory harm. So you don't harm the other person, and that person does not harm you. So both of you are supposed to make yourself happy and see it as I'm worshiping Allah, and I want to get the word from Allah. I cannot be worshiping Allah with sin. Can't be punishing yourself by worshiping Allah.
Sure.
So if this is what is permissible between two of them, wallahu alam.
Thank you so much, Jazakumullah khairan, for the insightful piece this morning. Would you like to share links, social media handle?
Yeah, you can reach me, of course, on the WhatsApp, on the everything. 0808 258 1928 or 0808 0803 7188 183.
You can say that again.
080 371 881 928. So either of these two, inshallah. The other ones now we have another issue with them, but these two you can reach me on them, inshallah.
Jazakumullah, and do not forget that Sheikh is also a marriage counselor, so anything pertaining to marriage can be discussed with him as well.
Inshallah.
And your office address?
So office address 100 Ijeda Road, Ikorodu, Lagos. 100 Forever Plaza, suite number 08. Forever Plaza, number 100 Ijeda Road, very close to Ayo filling station after Itamaga. So you can always see us between 2 and 7 daily, inshallah.
And a comment just came. It's another platform for this topic. Inshallah.
No problem.
Do we discuss it again next week?
No problem. We are exhausted.
Inshallah.
You still have a rest. You have not discussed menstruation,
Inshallah.
lactation, all those are things there that people have issues with.
Inshallah.
Your wife could be menstruating. Does it mean when she's menstruating, nothing between you?
I mean, it's just so
What
amazing.
happens? So
that,
all those things we have to look at. Islam is a complete way of life.
It's amazing that
Yes, someone listen to and talk.
Exactly. Sex is so important, and yet not talked about. I mean, I can see a lot of engagements now.
Yes.
People are really concerned
Because
about
that is life itself.
It's life itself.
This
So there's
life,
nothing to be shy about.
That's the source of life. And Allah has created Hajj in a human being. He has created male and female. And the Prophet of Allah said that's never let anything more dangerous for you than women. So it's going to be creating problems. So that's why all these rules and regulations has to be there. And that's why we must be discussing it. We can't shy away from them.
True.
That's why people try to get information through the wrong ways. Through the media or through this or through the internet.
The urge to have sex in marriage is just like it's so
It's
natural. It's just like feeling the
some people say, is it
hunger.
food?
Yes.
They say it's food.
It's food. It's food.
No,
It's food for the body.
It's food for the body.
Yes.
Even it's good for physically, physiologically is good, spiritually is good, socially is good, mentally is good.
Exactly.
So even for the body itself, it's medicine. It's medicine.
Thank you so much.
And that's why Allah has recommended it, and the Messenger of Allah have said it. So the best of it, so this world has some enjoyment, and the best of enjoyment is a good wife.
Jazakumullah khairan, ya Sheikh. And this is if you're
We're talking
not
about
married,
marriage here. All this we are talking is about marriage.
Exactly.
That is what we are saying. That is the
Exactly.
essence itself. The essence of sex itself. Allah knows you are going to have this urge, but He wants you to miss this urge through. That is very different from you and animal. Animal to have the urge, but they meet it anywhere, anytime, anyhow. But you are a human being, and you believe in God, so you meet your own urge too, but through the restricted form ordained by Allah who has created. That's different between the two.
so if you're not
It's like some people it's even haram to marry, but some people it's compulsory you must marry. So marriage it depends on individual. So, there's no celibacy. Oh, I have a urge, I have to control myself. When you have the means to get married, to take it, but it's not free of charge. You don't marry without a responsibility. So you marry, you have responsibility for both male and female.
So I'm referring to some of my crew. Please
Yes.
get married.
A lot of you get married.
Get married. These are some of the benefits of getting married. Get married, please. Get married.
It's important. It's important. Oh, yeah, that's keep on fasting and fasting and fasting.
I mean, you won't understand some of these things until you get married. And please do not try it outside marriage. Thank you so much, Sheikh.
Alhamdulillah.
I always say this. It's always a pleasure to have you on this show.
Alhamdulillah, you're
And I'm
welcome.
always excited and looking forward to having you.
Alhamdulillah.
And I hope we'll do this again physically,
Inshallah.
same time.
Inshallah, inshallah. We pray Allah to preserve Allah behind them. May Allah bless all our homes. The homes that have some challenges, we ask Allah in the to intervene in those homes and bring them peace of mind and tranquility. And those who have children, may Allah bless them with good children. Those who have children, may Allah bless all the children that's given to them. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. اللهم ربنا صل وسلم وبارك على حبيبك نبيك محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for listening. We do hope you enjoyed the show this morning. Join us same time next week. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.